Hello everyone, welcome to Data Studio. I am Nisha and today we will learn creating and working with tables. In this session, we will learn creating tables, enforcing primary key and foreign key constraint. We will also learn to insert data, view data, altering a table and dropping tables. So the agenda of this session is to create TBL employees and TBL departments table and establish a primary key and a foreign key constraint. So we use primary key constraint to ensure uniqueness of data and we use foreign key constraint to maintain relationship between tables. So if you look at here, we have defined two tables, TBL employees and TBL departments. TBL employees has four columns, that is employee ID, name, employee email ID, department ID. TBL departments table has two columns, ID and department name. We define relationship between these two tables using a foreign key constraint. Now you must be wondering why we are storing departments separately. So it's because of normalization principle called 3NF, where each table should represent one entity. We will discuss this in detail in a separate session. So if you look at the bottom, I have added alter table statement to add foreign key in a table. Here it goes. So first we give alter table and then foreign key table name. In this case, I want to add foreign key constraint to department ID in TBL employees table. So here, the foreign key table will be table employees and the constraint name would be table name, that is table employees, foreign key column, that is department ID, and FK underscore FK. And then we write foreign key. We give the column where we want to add the constraint, that is department ID. Now this column should be definitely a primary key of another table. So here, in this case, department ID is a primary key of TBL departments. So here we give references, primary key table. So here the primary key table would be TBL departments and primary key column, that is ID. So now let's start with a demo. So let's create TBL employees table. We write create table, table name that we want to create, TBL employees, and then we give the column name. First column is employee ID. This we give the data type. I want it to be an integer, and I want it to be primary key. Second name, data type would be varchar. Here we give the length. I'm giving it as 50. Third column would be email ID. Data type would be varchar again. Varchar stands for variable character. Here I'm going to give length as 100. And fourth column would be department ID. This is going to be integer. For integer data type, we do not give length. So here I'm going to add not null constraint. When we define not null constraint, it means that it will not accept null as a value. Now let's run this. So commands completed successfully. Now let's see whether the table is created or not. Directly go here and just refresh the database. Then we click on tables. Here we can see TBL employees table is created. Now let's create departments table. Create table, TBL departments. Here we give column name as we give ID column. Yes, and this is going to be our primary key. So here I'm giving primary key constraint. Second column is department name. Here I'm going to give the name as Varka. You can give 50 as character length. Now let's create this table. You see, commands completed successfully. Now let's refresh this and see if TV department's table has been created or not. So here you see TVL department's table has been created. Now add let's add foreign key constraint to table employees. So here after create table command, I'm going to add alter table command, alter table TVL employees, add constraint. If you remember, I had given you a format to add constraint name, where we first give the table name, foreign key table name, employees, underscore, column to which we want to add foreign key. Here in this case, I want to add foreign key to department ID. So here I'm going to add department ID, underscore, F key, foreign key, to which column we want to foreign key. We give the column name here. So here I want to add in this table department ID. Now this references this references to table department TBL departments and the primary key column. Now here in this table TB departments ID is the primary key, and that ID I want to join. I want to make relation with department ID. So here I'm going to give ID column, and I'm going to run this. So you see commands completed successfully. So now we have created two tables, TBL employees and TBL departments. We have added primary key constraint to both the tables and foreign key constraint to TBL employees table. Now let's insert some data in both the tables. To insert data, we give insert into, give the table name. So here, let me try with first, let me insert into table TBL employees. So here we give the column names where we want to insert data. So in this case, it's employee ID, comma, name, email ID, comma, department ID. And here we give values. So I have the values already, and I'm just going to copy paste that. And I'm going to run this. So you see here, we got an error. The insert statement conflicted with the foreign key constraint TBL employees department foreign key. That is the name of the constraint that we have defined. And the conflict occurred in database SQL tutorial. Here, in which database this error has occurred? Table TBL departments, column ID. Now let's understand why this error happened. Because here TBL employees table has a foreign key constraint which is referencing value from TBL departments table. As of now, departments table has no data in it, but here we are trying to add the keys, which does not even exist, and that's why it is giving us error. So to resolve this, we need to insert into departments table first, and then we insert data into employees table. So before this, I'm gonna TBL department name, values. I have the values already, so I'm just going to copy paste. Now let's insert this first. So you see, so it's successfully three rows affected. Three rows got inserted into TBL departments. Now let's try to run the second insert statement and see. Yeah. So here now five rows got affected. Now so you see here, this is TBL employees table and this is the data. We have inserted five rows and in TBL departments table we have inserted three rows.